Hello interwebs, Max here, and today we are going to be looking at vacuum. The universal vacuum they've added, the actual vacuum mod, as well as where I hope this part of the game is going to end up going. Now vacuum is obviously you pick up resources and ammunition and all that without having to walk directly over it. Vacuum sucks it in towards you. Now, for those of you who are new to the game or don't watch, YouTube or Twitch, and this is one of the first videos you're watching about this, vacuum was recently added in to be universal, but only to a range of 3 meters, I believe. So we're going to be looking at how useful that is right now, because as we can see, I have a Kavat. They do not have any vacuum mods available, so he won't pull any items towards me. So we're just going to find some enemies or a pickup or something, and then I'll be able to show you. Okay, that actually took a little while to find one of these. Normally they're really close to spawn. Okay, so as you can see, I'm going to step back, hit it, it drops an item. Now as I get closer, you're going to see it just pops into my inventory. Oh, maybe it doesn't work on a hill. That's a bit weird. I literally just did this. There, see, it kind of flew towards me. It must have done something weird with the hill. Never seen it do that before. Alright, so again, we're going to come at it from the side. See if I can get a better angle at this. Alright, see, about 3 meters away and it flies towards you. That is vacuum. And honestly, I don't think that's far enough. A lot of new people to the game, or most new people to the game, may not have a sentinel, so you might not understand just how important vacuum really is to this game. When you're farming as much as you're going to be farming in a game like Warframe, you're gonna need something like vacuum, and once you have it for a long enough time, you might take it for granted because you're always gonna run it. The improvement to vacuum a while ago was that instead of just carrier having an inherent vacuum, it was a mod that could be added to any sentinel, or sentinel. And I believe that improved sentinels as a whole thing. Like, that just made them so much more useful because now you can use any of them and they all have vacuum. I would easily say 90% of people who play Warframe have vacuum if they know about it, and it just makes things so much more easy. So you saw the 3 meter range, so I'm going to jump back into Cetus there. We're going to get my carrier prime on, and I will show you what the actual range of vacuum is. Alright, so as you can see floating above my head there, I've got my carrier prime on. Got a interesting skin. I think I might change that soon, but for now I like it. So he has the vacuum fully spec'd out on him, maxed out, ready to go, and right away off the gate, here we go. So I'm going to have to actually stand back for this one because the range is significant. Alright, so now as I get closer, I don't know if the hill, oh no I didn't. So as you can see, that's a heck of a lot farther. Like you're not even comparing that. You've got just running past, I shot that, I'm running past, I slide past, it gets sucked in. Instead of 3 meters, you have to actually change your course to get closer to the thing that you want. And it might seem like a small thing, but when, like I said, when you're grinding as much as you're going to be grinding for resources in Warframe, you're gonna notice it quite often. When you're farming for argon crystals or something and you don't get an argon crystal because you didn't walk up close enough to it, pretty much any resource. I think the only thing right now that isn't affected by vacuum is the cores that drop from these guys. I have a weird amp on right now. Just getting the mastery for it. Alright, so just come over here. Yeah, okay, so that's and the energy balls aren't affected by it either. So pretty much everything else is affected by it. So I really don't see a reason not to run with this. Vacuum, even if it was made universal, I think the argument that was made was that it adds something to the Sentinels and makes them useful or more useful. And realistically, the Sentinels are very useful as it is. I mean, if you made Universal Vacuum 8 meters and then made the vacuum on the Sentinels like 11 or 12 meters, to be honest, I would be very, very happy with that. I would do the 8 meters. I'd be able to run my Kavat. I'd be able to run my my Kubro, my Charger there, and I'd actually enjoy running them and still have the vacuum to be able to farm without having to worry about running zigzags to collect everything. And I mean, each Sentinel has something unique about it, right? So, for instance, Carrier Prime is basically a built-in ammo mutation. For whatever weapon you have equipped, the ammo you pick up is just mutated into the ammo you need. And that is very, very useful. You've got a bunch of different uses for Kavats and Kubros, from damaging to holding targets down to crit buffs to double resource and double double affinity. There's so many useful things for the companions that are just not being used simply because people want vacuum, and to me it's ruining the game. It's really hurting the game in a way that doesn't need to be hurt. Adding universal vacuum at even 8 meters, 7 meters would not hurt anything about the game. And just having the vacuum mod on the Sentinels go that little bit further, it would just honestly add more of a choice, because right now there is no choice. If I'm going out to play something other than farming an Eidolon, then I'm going to have my Carrier Prime on. It just so happens that I like my Carrier Prime. You can have Worm, Shade, any of them. I just so happen to like my Carrier Prime. But that's honestly a shame because of how much work went into the Kavats and the Kubros, especially with the Helmet Charger, and all the different kinds of Kubros, and the skins that are going into the Kavats now that came with us with Cetus. I would like to be able to see more companions going into it, like Kavats and Kubros, because they're very nice to look at. They're a very good add to the game. They're help with gameplay, and they're great overall, but that vacuum just trumps everything, absolutely everything, and it's kind of sad. So I mean, removing it from the game is just a non-issue now because you can't do that. There's so many people that just use it because it's a staple. Getting rid of it would just cause more issues than it would solve. So what I'm proposing is just increasing the universal vacuum to 7-8 meters, and then having the vacuum mod extend that to about 11-12 meters. And I believe that most people would be happy with that. And actually in the settings you could also put an option to turn down or turn off vacuum. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I'm just me, so somebody else might want to do that. And to be honest, I think you'd get most of the player base there, and most of us would be happy. Obviously, you're not going to make everybody perfectly happy, but that's a change that I would very, very much like to see come to Warframe, and I think it's possible, and it's within the view of what the devs are looking at. So yeah, that's that's my 2 cents on vacuum and actually how that system works. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in the next one.